Hello class, this is me, Mr. C, and today we are going to be mixing some colors. We're going to work on a new technique, wet on wet painting. Now before we do any type of painting, I want to mix all my colors first. Now as you can tell, I have white, yellow, red, blue, and black. I like to work from light to dark. That's just the way I like to do it. If it works for you, it works for you. If not, you can change it up. So these are the colors that I want to see. Remember, white and black are not technically colors. Black is the absence of light, and white is just light. But we're using them to brighten and darken our colors today. So let's mix our dark first. Let's get a little, here's my palette knife. Let's get a little bit of blue, move it over here. Now what I'm gonna be doing, I'm not gonna be taking this and going over here to the red. I'm gonna be cleaning it every single time. And the reason is because I don't want to muddy up my colors too soon. Right, let's do the same thing over here. Grab a little bit of that red. Now notice how I'm kind of working in and out with it. I'm not just doing this, I'm kind of going back and forth. Now what I've created is this really dark midnight purple. Again, I'm going to clean my palette knife. I'm going to add just a small bit of black, not much. You don't need that much black. All right. Perfect. Keep it there. All right, so again, I'm going to clean my palette knife again, and I'm going to create a very light yellow. And you'll see what painting we're doing today. But yeah, let's mix all our colors first. So let's start off with yellow first. Let's get a bunch of it. All right, over here, we'll move this over here a little bit more. So, clean palette, let's go over here, let's scoop out a little bit of white. Now, yellow is extremely bright, right? It's the brightest color, so really all we're creating is just a very, very vibrant yellow, and that's really all I want. So, now, let's mix orange. Red. Let's clean the palette knife again. One more time. Okay. A little bit more yellow. Boom. Mix that into it. Now, what I'm noticing is that I do like this orange, but it's a little bit too dark, so I'm gonna add a little bit of white into it. Again, I'm cleaning my palette knife. Very, very important. You know, when you're working with acrylic paint and you're working with mixing colors, I mean, it does seem very tedious, but it's always good to clean your palette knife and, you know, just start fresh every time. Okay, ooh, that's good, I like that. Perfect. So, I'm gonna move this off to my right side. And what we're going to do today is we're going to work with a new technique. We're going to work wet on wet. We use the dry brush technique, which worked. But yeah, we just want to change it up just a little bit. Now I have my cup of water. You can tell it's clean. And what I'm going to do is right now I'm grabbing my biggest brush. And the reason is because I want to put a lot of paint very, very quickly. So here's my brush right here, and we're going to do this fast. So I'm going to take this dark color I mixed, and I'm going to paint a little square right here. Before I do any of that, right, I'm going to put a little bit of water on my brush. So I'm coming over here. I like to get both sides. Okay. Just making a little bit more water. You know, water helps your acrylic paint. It just gives it a little bit more life. Now, I'm gonna get a little bit more. Try to clean up this box just a little bit. Now, we worked with ink, right? Acrylic paint dries very fast. Obviously, ink and watercolor dry a lot faster. So here we have it right here. Boom. So what we're creating is an acrylic base. Now, the corners could be a little bit cleaner. You know, I'll allow you to do that if you would like to. But again, after I'm done with my brush, I'm gonna dip it into this water, right? And I'm gonna clean the brush. It's always good to clean your brushes, always. So, easiest way, pinch, pull, pinch, pull. So as the paint is still wet, I'm gonna get a medium-sized brush right here, right? And I'm gonna go to that yellow. And as the paint is still a little wet, I'm painting into it. You see how it's like I'm mixing the colors with the brush. You'll see what I'm doing here in a bit. Right here. Perfect. So again, right? If you need to clean your water cup, you may. So, where is my paper towel? Ooh. Pinch, pull, pinch, pull. So I'm going to get the orange off my palette. I'm gonna get the orange that I mixed. And I'm gonna take a little bit off, because right here, I'm gonna create almost like a flame. Right. Awesome. And then right here, I'll put a little bit of that orange. Remember, this is still very wet. Okay. Great. So I don't want this to dry because I want to paint on it while it's wet. That's what gives you all these amazing tones. Now I want you to go to your palette, but before we do any of that, let's clean our brush. Just a little bit, okay? Cleaning our brush, okay? Now I'm gonna go in with, I would say a small brush, but a medium-sized brush, a medium-small brush, about like this, right? I'm gonna go in with the pure white, right? Coming in with the white. And because it's still relatively wet, it's not gonna be the purest white because it's mixing into these colors. Okay, same thing over here. A little bit more white right here. And usually you'll see why I put so much over there. Okay. So I'm going to wet my brush right here. And then I'm going to clean it. So what I want you to do, and this is a very, very, it's going to seem difficult at the moment, but I want you to get some of this orange, right? Just a little bit, almost like the dry brush technique, but it's not truly dry because we're working with wet paint. Don't put too much on. You can test it. That's perfect, right about there. And I'm going to put this all around this area right here. Now what we're trying to create is that flame, right? The glowingness of that flame. So I don't want to touch what I've already done. I'm just going to put a little bit around like this. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, now you'll notice I'm going to use the same brush. Let me just clean it first. So I got my paper towel right here. So you'll notice that when you're looking at any type of fire, right, there's always blue flame right in the center of it. Now notice that I put a lot of this white paint right here in the initial flame. I'm going to come in, and again, I'm barely using any of it, right? I'm going to come in right about there, right? It's still wet. right? And you can see by adding some of that blue right on top of that white, it's created that effect. Now, I'm gonna do the same exact thing. Look, I'm gonna clean my brush again. I'm gonna do the same technique, but now I'm gonna use the red. So remember, pinch, pull, pinch, pull. So now I'm gonna use the same technique. I'm gonna just a little bit of red, right here. Right about there is perfect. Okay. That's it. That's all I want. Now, this is where it gets funner, okay? So again, I'm gonna clean my brush. Two more steps. Pinch, pull. Now I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna grab some of this yellow. I'm gonna finish this candle. I'm gonna add a little bit of black, and we're done. So, remember, I don't want too much paint on this yellow. I just want to fill in right about here. Right here. And again, this is your candle, so you can do whatever you want with it. All right? Perfect. Coming over here, do the same exact thing. Perfect. Clean your brush, pinch, pull. Now, I'm gonna come in with my smallest brush. Add a little bit of black right here to the wick, and then maybe around here in the corner, and we are done. So, when I say small brush, I mean, I don't want you to go smaller than this. This is very, very small, okay? So, again, here's my canvas. Well, not my canvas, here's my palette. I'm gonna get right about here, okay? And remember, it's still wet. Take some of that off, a little bit more black. Okay, awesome, I like that. Now, with my big brush, again, I'm going to add a little bit of black, right? Add a little bit of black to this corner, right over here. Now, the nice thing about having a base already, now we have this really, really nice purple base. I'm just gonna add, like right here, because it's already dry, we can just add that dry brush technique. And look what happens to that candle. It gives it a little bit more light. Put some over here. Boom. There you have it. So, this week we're gonna talk about Caravaggio. Remember, you always sign your name. Well, you don't have to. You sign your name. 24. Right there. It's not right. Boom. There we go. You guys have a good day. Finish these up. Bye.